Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Reddit Estate. We're a little bit low on funds at the moment, and the reason for that being we've got a lot of characters that are de-stressing right now. I feel like the new changes in the last update, stress has really become something to take into account a little bit more, and that's cost a little bit more money than maybe I was used to. But we do have the crew that we really want to be bringing out, which is our new Abomination friend and the other level 1 and 2 characters. What I'm thinking I'm going to be doing with him permanently now, we've gotten the Restraining Padlock, and since he's playing catch-up with everybody else, I think the Ancestor's Portrait is going to see itself resting with him for quite some time. This should help with the stress that was being caused by him being transformed a lot. And the Ancestor's Portrait will just sort of help him leap ahead, hopefully making it to level 3 before all of these guys get off of level 2. Otherwise, he's going to be a little bit left behind. So as we pop into the embarkation screen, we basically just have the Warrens, and that's a little bit fitting, as since the update I've run the other 3 areas already. The Warrens are probably my least favorite area to go into, if only because I don't like being vomited on, and it causes a lot of disease. Now, this is actually kind of interesting. I just talked about wanting Ver to maybe try out the Chirurgeon's Charm as a healer and see if maybe that couldn't help him out. So would the short mission be a good idea? Maybe we will try just this scout. We're also fairly limited on the characters we're bringing in. My always interesting decisions as far as to the lineup here. We're going to be running with a frontline grave robber and a second rank occultist. I actually think the occultist did pretty well in this position. What with 15 dodge, like he's right up there with any of the best of them as far as a dodge tank is concerned. The only thing that'll be a little bit different, I'm going to start Budi in position 3, with the idea being that he's able to use his human abilities from there, and if we transform him, we can just lead with a slam and have him sort of leap up to get the party started. So, yeah, I think the Chirurgeon's Charm is worth it. Let's go ahead and grab that. Also, with it being a short mission, maybe things will work out for the best as far as not having any kind of healing or anything. I do think I'm going to bring fewer torches than I've been bringing in the past. I think Torchlight has been a little bit muted as to the effect it's actually having in the dungeon. The Warrens aren't huge on keys. We could probably use plenty of both of those, and let me actually pop over to my handy-dandy curio chart for the Warrens. The pile of bones needs holy water. Carts need medicinal herbs. Let's grab like one of those. Occult scrawlings would be big. Bushel stone. Bandage. Torch. Okay. That seems pretty decent as far as provisions are concerned. I'm not bringing any keys. Do I need keys? I don't think I need keys for the Warrens. I might bring one for the generic curios that can sometimes show up, and that should just about do it. Alright, we'll go ahead and get started here. The swine are resistant to disease, and unfortunately due to their unclean living, they happen to be pretty good at spreading it. There was a fairly interesting YouTube video that I saw the other day by CGP Grey, which is not at all related to a gaming thing.
To prosecute our war against the swine, we must first scout their squalid homes.
But he has fairly interesting videos nonetheless, and what he was discussing is, oh, come on, we brought holy water and everything. An authentic eldritch sample. Yeah. Gain bloodthirsty. Alright. Fine, we'll just be bloodthirsty. Anyway, he was discussing basically Ooh. The reason that the old world wiped out the new world when coming over, instead of vice versa. Like, why weren't there super bugs that that killed the Europeans when they came here? And oh man, no attacks from here, huh? Well then, we could let's do that.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Sort of the situation that led to the Europeans having plagues and the New World not. It was actually fairly interesting.
Onslaught. Destroy them all.
Pigs were actually a big part of that. It basically had to do with which side of the world had animals that could be domesticated, like large herd animals. The New World had the buffalo, and nobody was domesticating it because, you know, it's a buffalo. Cult scrawlings are maybe a positive quirk. You know what? Let's have him check this out. Too much to bear. Stress, of course, of course. You know, the old world had like cows and pigs and all that kind of stuff, and when you put them in close proximity to people in cities, it led to disease breaking out. And the New World just didn't have those kinds of animals, so they didn't have those kinds of agriculture and those kinds of cities springing up. Yeah, and that's your totally unrelated to Darkest Dungeon learning for the day. Alright, we got our backtracking out of the way, so now we're going to be pushing forward into new territory as of exiting this room. There we go. Get an extra torch. We'll just pop it right away. We don't need the portrait at all. These guys. Lovely blanket fire. Okay. And debuffed with dodge. Fair. Let's actually try stunning him. It does such good damage, considering it is also a stun. And you know what? She'll just embolden from the back.
As the fiend falls,
good damage.
a faint hope blossoms.
That embolden probably helped get the kill, actually. And then a solid stun against him that also does really good damage. And there you go. That is what this party does, basically. Also embolden him. And then
Press this
easy
advantage.
kill.
Give them no quarter.
This little guy is still stunned. So I'm going to go ahead and absolution here. And then one of those. Lovely. We do not need our
Be
deeds.
wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Well, I wouldn't say it's triumphant pride, but that fight went pretty well and sort of demonstrates what this party is capable of doing. Probably don't want to try to blight these guys, considering they're pigs and they don't really care about such things. So let's think about instead. We'll start with a stun. I think I'm going to transform him in his next turn if I still need to. For a 9 that could get the kill. Not quite. Okay, fair enough. If only she had been emboldened with vapors. Alright, we'll do it to him then. Okay, the reason I don't like the Warrens. At least we didn't pick up a disease. 9 to 14, 8 to 12. Let's go ahead and just go with the stun here, get a little bit of damage on him, and get him into the range where everybody else can kill him in one hit. It will mean that we eat a munch, and it critically struck. That's unfortunate. Yeah, all the stuns. Okay, now... He is stun resistant right now, so instead, let's just kill you. And we'll go ahead and do the transform here. Yeah. Loving it. And then we can just start off with a slam. Nice. Resisted the move. Unfortunate. But 8 to 12. Easy. Alright. And then actually going to embolden this guy now. Awesome. And our abomination gets vomited on. I like he's got like the Incredible Hulk shorts going on right now. Like that, you know, I grew from pants and they caused this. Okay. Now, we have a ton of corpses in the way. We don't care at all. We can do something like this. Land a stun, and is his best single target 10 to 20? Yeah, it's definitely this. Awesome. Alright. And I'd say that
expedition
went pretty well.
Promises success.
Go ahead and get him back to the back now. Unlock strongboxes, do not care about keys. Contents of mine. Okay. Alright, decent scout. It's going to be a pretty quiet hallway. Going to use a little bit of our food to get Marie here into slightly better health territory. That is, of course, going to be our biggest concern, is we don't have really any way to get our health back. We got a rack of blades. We'll use bandages to protect our hands. Awesome. A little bit more food and some gold. I like both of those things. I like those things, except I don't really care about portraits anymore. Okay. Go ahead and use a torch before coming into the room. Hope for a better scouting chance. And we land it. Mostly because we're being led by Osmont, the grave robber. Which is pretty good for scouting chance. What? Do I have 4 torches? I barely have 4 torches. Okay. This is a damage buff. Am I remembering that right? Moonshine barrel damage buff. Yes, with medicinal herbs. We'll go ahead and take it on Osmont. I think she could use a little bit more damage. The other characters are basically in the position to where they can one-shot most enemies. She could use a little bit more to sort of get her over that hump. Alright. Just kind of letting the torchlight go down. I didn't want to artificially douse it, but if it wants to go down a little bit to maybe get us some better loot off of this stuff, and then I'm actually going to get it back up.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
1 torch left, but only 1 hallway to go. Well, finally, I get my hands on some authentic Eldritch samples. And nothing happens. Okay. When Budi tried that, things did not go very well. Ugh.
Cruel machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
Your stress, kid, is just, like, unreal. You know what? Let's go ahead and bandage out of that. And I feel like I've over-provisioned again. Yep. We are going to go ahead and continue, though. And we'll just head into this final room here. We're out of torches, but the torchlight's not going to get too low. Map inside. Tells us we've got 1 more fight to go. Ow. Wandering into traps is not really my idea of a good time. Let's see what this has to offer. Just some spiders. Okay. These guys shouldn't be too hard to dispatch. So let's go with, like, that. My idea being that he has Beast Bile into the middle ranks. Yeah, it's not really going to kill fast enough to matter, though, right? Doesn't look like it. And then this should mean easy dispatches of these guys. Alright, we will take 1 webbing. Not the worst thing in the world. I do like the synergy with the blight resist now. I think that's kind of cool, actually. If I had one bit of feedback, it might be toning down the amount of time that some of those last, so that they don't stack up on top of each other to become just absolutely horrifying. I think that's where a lot of people's negative impression of them is coming from. Almost the same token with positive buffs. I think maybe if they lasted a little bit longer, people would have more incentive to try to use them. There we go. So that you could stack them up.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And the sacrificial stone. Why not? Deeply disturbed. That's why not. And he became selfish. Of course he did.
Self-preservation is paramount, at any cost.
Well, if you're gonna pick up an affliction, I guess the time to do it is right before we're leaving. We'll go ahead and quest complete here.
The swine folk's labyrinth may yet prove to be navigable.
Yeah, I think if you're being led by a grave robber, pretty much anything is navigable. An okay reward at 5,500. We did get the Trojan Charm. We really only need to de-stress one character, so I guess 5,500 is going to be positive. I'm really happy to see that we only picked up positive quirks, though. That's going to help our overall economy quite a bit. This guy doesn't quite make it to level 2, though. Marie's no longer going to be coming out with us. I think we can still do this. I think we still have some kind of party composition, although, man, we're going to be pushing it.
We dug for months, years, an eternity, and we were rewarded with madness.
See, Rock picked up, or removed, rather, a negative quirk. We locked in Mankind Hater, removed Dud Hitter, locked in Clutch Hitter, removed Wield Phobe, took off some diseases, took off some diseases, took off some stress, took off some stress. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff there. What I definitely foresee in our future is that we're going to have to send him out at least one time with some like level 3 and 4 characters into a medium veteran type mission. I imagine that is going to be something that is coming. Won't quite be yet, though. Up next, we'll likely be sending maybe some of our characters after an Ancestors trinket, if any had existed. But since one does not, doesn't look like that is going to be next week's task. We'll figure something out instead. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more on the channel every single day. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.